Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. In today's video, I've got a full face get ready with me makeup tutorial on this look. This is a look that I've been wearing a ton lately. I've been wearing it in all my videos and so many of you have asked for a tutorial on it. I'm calling this one Hello Sunshine. Because this really is my go-to summer makeup look for this year. It's a very natural looking look that doesn't look like it took a lot of makeup, and it may, I don't want to say it is a lot of makeup because it's really not, but it does use all the things. So it's got bronzer, blush, highlighter, tinted moisturizer. Sorry, the puppy's crying because there is a what do you call it? Thunderstorm outside. Anyway, yeah, it does use all the makeup, but it does achieve kind of an effortless summertime look that's really bronzy, really glowy, just really great for summer. So anyway, just wanted to share this one with you today since so many of you have asked. So let's go back in time to about 15 minutes ago because this really is like such a quick look. So let's get started. I already have my sunscreen on. As you guys know, sunscreen is very important. It's always the first step kind of in my makeup routine or the last step in my skincare routine. So I do all my skincare in the morning, then I put on my sunscreen right away. So the sunscreens I have on today are tinted, so they're kind of adding the first step, the first base of evening out my skin tone. I usually will mix a couple of sunscreens together, but today I just layered them up because my first sunscreen is my Holy Grail sunscreen. That's the Ulta UV Elements SPF 41. This is a tinted lotion, but it's very lightweight, and it's a really good tint for me, especially when I'm doing self-tanner because it's a little bit darker for me. I usually mix it with sunscreen that's slightly lighter just to lighten it up so it matches, you know, my normal skin color better. But today I didn't have to do that since I am self-tanning and going for more of a summer bronzy look. So this is a great sunscreen for people with dry skin because it's very, very hydrating. It's also very lightweight and it gives you a beautiful luminous finish. So some people may just want to put on a tinted sunscreen and have that be kind of their base of foundation for the day and not bother with the BB cream or the powder that I'm going to put on. But then I layered on top of it another sunscreen that tends to be a little more oil controlling and have a little bit more of a matte finish and also has a tint and a little bit of a darker tint. So it's helping me to do that color correcting again with the redness and my self-tanned body. So that sunscreen is the Australian Gold Botanical Tinted Face SPF 50 BB Cream, and this is in the medium to tan skin tone. So I have those on. I've already let them set up for 20 minutes. It's time to go ahead with the rest of the makeup. So I always like to put my eyelid primer on before I do my face, and that way it gives that a couple of minutes to set up while I pop on the rest of my makeup. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Amplify primer, and this is a great primer because not only does it help to adhere your eyeshadow to your eyelids, it will keep your eyeshadow from creasing. Your eyelids tend to be a little bit oilier than the rest of your skin, and so that's why your eyeshadow tends to bunch up in the creases, because as your oils come out through the day, it makes your eyeshadow travel around and you don't want that. All right, let me clip my hair back. I think I will bring you in a little bit closer. All right, so for the base on my face, I'm going to use a matte tinted moisturizer. It's from Sephora. It's their Matte Perfection Tinted Moisturizer. So I'm going to take that and I'm just going to spread it around in a few different spots, and then use my favorite foundation brush, which is the BK Beauty 101 brush. This guy is amazing and it just makes your makeup go on so well. I'm just using it in kind of a pouncing motion and just stippling that BB cream or tinted moisturizer all over my face. And it also has a little bit more of a matte finish. It's less luminous, and so it helps to disguise my pores a little bit. So if you have enlarged pores like me, this will really help to disguise your pores. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this down my neck because we always want to even that out. And that's all I'm going to do with the tinted moisturizer. Now it's fine that I don't have perfect coverage because I am going to go in with a powder foundation that's going to help to mattify me a little bit more. It's going to help to lock down the BB cream. It's going to help to control oil all day, and it's just going to keep me nice and matte and flawless looking. So first I'm going to go ahead and put on my under eye concealer, since this is a another creamy kind of product, and we want to save the powders and kind of group them together, do the creams together. The concealer that I'm using today is my favorite. It's the Lancome Mackie Complete Concealer, and I wear this in the shade 220 Buff. I like to use the least amount of concealer that I can get away with, and I never put it out over here. I just keep it at the inner corner of my eye. I even bring some a little bit up onto my nose to kind of thin it out and help to shape it a little bit. Then I just use the warmth of my finger to press it in, and when I'm pressing, I kind of do that in an outward, slightly pulling motion. You know, I'm not really yanking on the skin, but I'm making sure not to press inward because I have some little diagonal wrinkles in there that are accentuated if I press inward. So I just spread whatever was in here out here, because really you don't really need concealer out here. There isn't much discoloration out there. Where you have more discoloration is in here at the inner corner. So I just kind of drag the concealer from the inner corner out there just to even up the color more than anything, because the less makeup that you have on your more wrinkly bits, the less wrinkly they will appear. Okay, so that concealer looks nice. It's a little luminous for me. It's kind of accentuating that my eyes are a little puffy. I am feeling so tired today. It's kind of crazy. I didn't get to bed till after midnight last night, and then I forgot to take my melatonin. I'm going to go ahead and set that really quickly. I'm using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores HD powder. I'm just going to tap a little bit of that into the lid. To apply it, I use this e.l.f. blush brush. I'm just going to dip it in there, pick up a little powder, tap it off, and then I'm just going to press, again, making sure to not press inward, and I'm going to brush off the excess powder. So see the difference in my under eyes, how nice and matte they are now? And so the more matte they are, the less puffy that they look. So next I'm going to go in with a powder foundation just to give me a little extra coverage and to disguise my pores and mattify a little bit more. What I'm using is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Creamy Powder Foundation in the shade 320. And I'm going to use the BK Beauty number 106 brush. I think this is probably my second favorite BK Beauty brush. This one is just so good for applying powder foundation. I just love it. So anyway, I'm just going to swirl the brush in there. I'm going to apply this mainly down my T-zone in the center of my face. So I'm going to start on my cheeks and just swirl that on until I cover up the redness on my nose and upper lip. I'm just going to put a little bit more here because I tend to always have this textured skin here that I like to disguise with a little bit of mattifying and a little extra color. Like, these are the places that my makeup always wears off first, is right here, the end of my nose and the tip of my chin. So this really helps to make my makeup really locked in and last a lot longer. It helps to control oil so I don't get shiny later in the day. All right, I'm going to do a little bronzing because we want that nice sun-kissed glow. So I'm using a new favorite. It's Buxom Staycation Vibes bronzer in Backyard Bronze. And I'm going to use the BK Beauty 102 brush. This is a huge fluffy brush and I love it for bronzer. I like this bronzer because it has two shades and it's not too red, it's not too gray. It's just like the perfect summer sun-kissed color. But I do like to start it way back here, like almost in my hair, just to make sure that I don't end up with, you know, a big circle of bronzer on my forehead, that it stays very natural and kind of around the edges. I'll just go ahead and add a little bronzing right there. Same on the other side. A little bit under the jawbone, because who doesn't have little saggy jowlies? At this age anyway. Maybe if you're younger you don't, but most people who are over 50 will have a little bit of that starting. And then I also do down my nose. And I still haven't dipped back into the bronzer. This is just using whatever's left on the brush. I used a tried and true blush, my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores blush in Naturally Pretty. This is just such a naturally pretty blush. It is like the perfect summer peach shade. The brush I'm using for that is the It Cosmetics 227 blush brush. It's an angled blush brush. I'm just going to pounce that in there. I always put a little bit on my inner wrists just to make sure that I don't end up with too much blush going on first. I also start this kind of back in the hairline and bring it forward with little pouncing motions. And it doesn't really even need any blending. It's so nice and sheer. Then I went in with like a nude highlighter. I used the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This one is in Be My Highlight. I'm going to be using a Sephora fan brush for this. This came out of a brush kit that was available last Christmas, but I don't think it's available anymore. But any fan brush will do. Just swirl that in there. And again, I start back high on my cheekbones. And I just want to pretty much do a straight line at the top of my cheekbone, right down to the front of my cheek. And this is such a subtle highlighter. It doesn't have any glitter in it. You're not going to feel like you can be seen from outer space. It's just really lovely highlighter. If you want, you can do a little on the tip of your nose. I like to put some above my eyebrows and a little bit on the center of my chin. I've been using two palettes this summer like crazy, but I feel like you can get the same look with both of them. So one is the Zoeva Basic Moment palette, and the other one is the Tartelette in Bloom palette. I've already done a tutorial with this palette, which I'll leave a link to that one right up here if you want to take a look at it. So I'm going to do it with the Zoeva because this is such a great little palette. It's so like nude and neutral. It's just perfect for summer. So I'm going to grab my It Cosmetics 221 all over shader brush, and I'm going to go into the lightest shade in the palette, which is Make It Last right here. It's a matte like off-white color. I'm just going to go ahead and pop that on my lid. The shades in this palette are very sheer, so they're really pretty and they're really easy to work with. I gotta say the Tartelette in Bloom, they're a little more powdery and they're a little more opaque. And you know, I'm not really doing any amazing technique here. I'm just kind of patting it onto the lid all over from the lashes up to the crease. Take a little bit more on the brush and put that up under the brow for a matte brow bone highlight. Oh, this eyebrow needs a little combing, doesn't it? Yeah, my eyebrow hairs are getting so long that they're unruly a lot of the time because I've been using my Babe Lash to grow them back in, and that stuff works so well. I did a video on it last week. Also the eyelash serum that I use, which is Revitalash, and they're both awesome, and so those things are growing in really, really well. All right, so next I'm going to use the BK Beauty 202 brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Here to Stay. It's almost going to be the same color as your skin tone if you're, you know, about the same lightness as me. And it just makes such a beautiful transition. I love this brush because the tip is almost pointy, and so you can really get it deep in the crease. So as you can see, I just start a little bit higher on the crease at the outer corner, and I angle that down to my eyelashes. And then I just bring that across about a third of the way on my eyelid. And then I put the point of the brush into the crease. And then I just use small circular motions, keeping the point of the brush in contact with my skin and just using the circles to move it across my eye, following the curve of the crease. And then you just look straight into your mirror so that you can see if you've brought that up high enough, so that you can see if it's starting to make that hood recede, the part that folds forward. We're just going to go ahead and repeat that on the other eye really quickly. I mean, when I put on this makeup every day, I'm just like on autopilot because this is my go-to makeup that I use. So it literally takes me like 5 minutes to do this eyeshadow look, like from beginning to end. Of course, when I'm talking you through it, it's going to take a lot longer, but it is the quickest, easiest, best summer eyeshadow. I just love it. All right, next up, I'm going to use my Wayne Goss number 20 brush. This is a tiny little crease brush, and I'm going to go into New Era, which is the warmer of the two medium tones. I'm just going to roll my brush in there, tap it off. I'm going to put that deep in the crease. I'm going to do the same thing, drag it down to my eyelid, and then I'm going to put it deep in the crease. And instead of doing circles, I'm just doing a small back and forth motion. And obviously you don't have to add the third shade if you don't want to, if it was dark enough with the second one, or if you want to skip the second one and just go right to the third one. You know, you can do it however you want. Now I'm just going to do a little blending with the Wayne Goss number 16 brush. And actually, you know, it really doesn't need any blending. It's almost all blended out already. Then I'm going to take my Sigma E56 lid shader and I'm going to dip into the shade Waiting. But I'm going to use Waiting today just because I'm wearing this, you know, kind of maroony brown colored tie-dye dress, and I think this kind of will be a good complement to the shades in the dress. I'm just going to put that at the outer third. I'm just going to rub that back and forth, and I'm only going to bring it halfway across my eye, so right to the center above the pupil. You don't even have to do the shimmers if you don't want. You can stop with the mattes for a day look. I like the shimmers, and I just go for it, especially since it's so quick and easy to do. All right, then I'm going to go into this shade here, Liquid Clock. I'm just going to use the other side of the brush. I'm just going to start that just off center and just bring it towards the inner corner. Then I'm going to go back to the Wayne Goss number 20 and I'm just going to blend those two together across the center. Then we just need eyeliner. I'm going to use my Essence Extreme Lasting Waterproof Eyeliner in Rockin' Taupe. And I'm just going to tightline. I feel like for quick summer makeup, I haven't even been doing my eyeliner above the upper lashes. So I'm just going to do a little bit at the outer corner. So I just do the tiniest little mark there, kind of below the lashes. I use this light colored eyeliner, the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Eyeliner in the Buff. And I'm going to use this to spread that one across a little bit. See how that brightens up the lower waterline and also helped to kind of smear the eyeliner across there. The mascara I'm using is the L'Oreal Unlimited Mascara. This is like my new holy grail. I love this stuff. Lasts all day, never chips or flakes or smudges. It's just the bomb. And you don't even really need to put on 2 coats of it. Like it's a one and done. All right, and for the lippy, I have first step the Wayne Goss, the Essential Lip Pencil in Natural Berry. I'm gonna go ahead and just line my lips. And I fill in the whole lip because his lipsticks are a little bit sheer. So you can kind of alter the color of the lipstick by using a lip liner underneath in a different shade. Lipstick I'm using is the Wayne Goss lipstick in Daisy. Pretty peachy nude. And this lipstick is so gorgeous on older lips that tend to be a little bit wrinkly. Like, look how smooth my lips look. It just makes them look so smooth and so youthful and so plump and so delicious. Love it, and I love to top it with the Wayne Goss lip gloss. This is in Tulip. This has the prettiest minty fragrance. I'm just going to put a little of that in the center of my lips. All right, so that finishes up the tutorial. That is my go-to quick and easy summer makeup look. Very bronzy, very glowy, very sun-kissed. I just love it. Customize it for yourself and what you're comfortable with. Use the products that work best on your skin. But if you're interested in any of the products that I showed you here today, everything is linked in the information box below the video. And I've been getting a ton of questions lately about where's the info box that you're always talking about. So if you are watching this on a computer, then the words show more will be down below the video, and you click those words, the box will open and you can see everything that I'm talking about. But if you're on a mobile device, then there's a little arrow in the lower right hand corner of your screen right below the video, and you just click the little triangle and that should open the info box for you. So that's where the info box is. I hope you found the video helpful and informative. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. As always, I thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.